What's up friends, Chook here and welcome back to Bit Heroes. Alright, it is Sunday, it is Item Find Day, we have our Super Scroll on, and it is Expedition time. So I figured because this is the last week for Expeditions, the last Sunday I should say, we may as well just do all Expeditions for this Sunday Item Find Day. Because there's 5 days and 14 hours, there's not going to be another Sunday Item Find Day for it, so we may as well smash it out. I have used all of my badges for this, so I've got 235 badges at 5 apiece. It's going to take a while. But we're only going to, do a 20 to 25 minute recording. But I'll do them over dinner and stuff on the couch and whatnot when I'm watching a movie or something tonight. But we have some news. I caught a Driffin. Hooray, hooray. We caught a Driffin, and I have then fused the son of a bitch, what is this? Wharfin. So we now have a Wharfin, we have a Moboz, we have a Velk. We now have a +3 Walkham, which is great. Which is fantastic, actually. That's been a while coming. Finally done it. So let's stable that bad boy. And, are you sure that you want to release? No. It's board. That's the right button. Where is he? 2 of them. You sure you want to do this? Yes. So, +3 Walkham is pretty sweet. I didn't get a fatty, a Yeti. So we're still 1 short of that. But getting that Driffin out of the way was pretty tasty, right? So now Thursdays we can move on to other things, but for now the main event is Expedition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to avoid this expedition entirely. I'm going to avoid this expedition entirely. This one because there's nothing in there that I particularly need. This one because I've got both of the schematics. The only thing in there that I would need is more of the bacon and obviously the fatty mount. But we're gonna withgo that whatever that for the moment. We can go into the ghost portal to try and get the schematic for the ghost whatever it is, because that's a tank familiar that might be good. And then in here there's 3 different schematics, one of which is a tank as well. And then there's also the mythic fusion in there. So we're just going to alternate between these 2. So let's start off with Blemmo's portal, and we'll do difficulty 350. We'll see how we go, and let us start. So this is our team, and let's just make sure everyone's wearing their pants, which they are, and we ourselves are wearing everything. Let's do it. So we'll start off in here. We've got our super scroll on, so this should go fairly quickly as far as well, the movement and the attacks, right? So we're gonna get blasted by sound effects because we're attacking so fast and healing and everything. I might actually even turn that down a little bit because it's fairly annoying. With Super Scroll on, it just procs like crazy. Let's turn 6 down to like 3. Let's just halve the volume of that. So this is the schematic that we want. This Ghost Nostdudu, Nostdomdom, whatever his name is. He is a tank fam. And at the moment we've got our Miggy, which is great. We've got Bobodom, which is great. But these guys have like 22.5, I think it is, damage reduction. And then they have the ability to attack or spread heal or whatever it is when you get hit. So they've got kind of like a cool little unique thing to them. And just the more schematics, the better, really. So yeah, we'll go through this dungeon, this expedition, and Zalok's portal as well. And see if we can get some loot, maybe some tier 9 pieces, maybe some set pieces, who knows. But the schematics is probably the thing I'm after the most at the moment. So we'll see how we go. So if we look ahead, talk about looking ahead and what's in the future. Next Sunday we'll go back to normal kind of item find stuff where we go raid, Trials Gauntlet, World Boss, that sort of thing. Because expeditions will no longer be a thing as of next Sunday. They won't be current. So next Sunday we'll go back to like a normal-ish, video that we've been doing for a while. And Thursday is the interesting one. So if I don't catch a Yeti before Thursday, we'll just do Yeti for Thursday. And try and get 5 Yetis for that fatty schematic, which we've been trying to do for a long ass time. However, if I do get a Yeti, or if we get a Yeti on Thursday, that opens it up, right? So it all depends on how we go with these expeditions. Because if we do get a schematic from these expeditions that we want to make, then we can start farming that. So if we get this Ghost Nostdudu dude, whatever his name is. Ghost, I'm going to call him Ghost Doodoo for the moment. If we get the Ghost Doodoo fusion, then we're going to need 5 Nos Doodoo's. So it's going to be like getting Fatty all over again, but Nos Doodoo instead. So we could start farming him up on a, whoops, it's a different portal we want to go to. We want to go this one for the, we'll just swap him about 350. Difficulty seemed fine. This is the other tank schematic, which also uses 5 Yetis. So if we get this, we can decide whether we want to use 5 Yetis to make this tank dude or 5 Yetis to make Fatty. And you guys can, if that happens, you guys can sound off in the comments on which family you would like me to fuse more. Anyway, like I was saying, if we get a schematic for Ghost Doodoo, for instance, then once we get our 5th Yeti, we could go and start farming up Nos Doodoo for ages and use that as one of our Thursdays options. We could also start going for Walkham 4, in which case we will need our Driffin, we'll need our Duo Bombs, we'll need our Velk, etc, etc. So we can definitely do Driffin, Duo Bombs, the 6 Staus we need for Velk, and Wardy as well. So we can definitely add them into the rotations. So as I've mentioned before, Thursday is more the day for video-wise that we can kind of go out and do a lot of different things. So we don't have to be pigeonholed into doing just just raid 6 over and over and over again, like in an item find day, if that's what we were going to do. You know, if we are going to do what I just said, we could do Nos Doodoo, we could do Wardy, we could do raid 2, we could do raid 4, we could do whatever the dungeon is for the Stouses. We've got heaps of options. But it all depends on what schematics we get or don't get in expeditions. If we get a new one, then that opens it up. If not, we'll probably just stick to trying to get Walkham 4. Alright, because we're over the hump. We've got Walkham 3 out of 5. Obviously halfway is 2.5 out of 5, but you can't stable 2.5. So yeah, we're over the hump. We've got 2 to go. We've come this far. We may as well get him to +5. And you know, have a maxed out Walkham, which is not anything, what am I trying to say here? It's not bad. Well, of course it's not a bad thing, but it's quite an impressive thing to get Walkham +5. Like, that's going to be handy, man. Like, he's really good. So that will be good to get that. But +3 is still really good. I'm happy with that. With the +3, I should be able to push trials a little bit harder as well. And then if we do get one of these tank fams, you know, we can put them in instead of the meaty and see if they can add a little bit more DPS and stuff as well, and see if we can push harder on Trials and Gauntlet as well. Of course, we also have the option and the, well, it's not an option yet, but the potential option later down the track, and something I definitely want to chase, is that we've talked about the Raid 6 boss Columbus, and those 150 dewdrops. Ooh, Triple Blade, congrats. Yeah, the Columbus boss, and those 150 dewdrops to make his fusion, which is a 40%, I think, block or damage reduction or something, 40% something mitigation tank as well. So we've got a few options when it comes to tanks. So the Columbus fusion is more like your traditional tank in the fact that it's just got a heap of mitigation, and you know, I think he's even got the chance to spread heal. No, he's got the chance to either spread heal or spread attack. I can't remember, when he gets under 50% health. So that's kind of a cool, unique thing as well. But then this Ghost Doodoo guy has the 22.5% mitigation, which is obviously a lot lower than 40. But has 25% chance to attack or heal. Again, I can't remember which one it is, when you get hit. So that's obviously going to go off way more. And it's just interesting, all the different kind of fams that you can have for each role. And you know, that 25% chance to spread heal or attack the weakest enemy or whatever it be, for PvP would be huge. So even if you fuse them and all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, I've got Meaty, and I've got Bobodom, and I've got this Ghost Doodoo guy, and I've got the Columbus dude. It's like, I've got 4 tanks, I don't need 4 tanks. Like, and then I've got a +1 Roleska as well. Stabled 1 Roleska, +1, whatever. They all come in handy though. Like, you swap and choose, and you know, you pick what you want to do, and then Invasion comes and you use them in there, and So it's never a bad thing to have different options. And you catch these familiars for that reason as well. You know, there's no point keeping them and just having them in your bag. If you confuse something, you may as well. But the fact that Fatty is 5 Yetis, and then the Zalok portal tank is also 5 Yetis, that's when it comes into, when the decisions come into play, because it's like, okay, well, I've got 5 Yetis, which one do I want more? Okay, we've been killed here, but we should be fine for the rest of it. Okay, here we did get a schematic, but not a legendary, so that's probably not going to help us too much. And that kind of harkens back to last episode, I believe it was, my Thursday episode, where I was saying that, you know, you may as well throw gold at every familiar that comes up and get a kind of a stockpile of them. So that way, when a schematic comes out in the future and you need 5 Yetis, for instance, if you have just been catching Yetis as you've seen them, and you've got 3 of them, well, all of a sudden, you know, you only need to catch 2. It's not so bad, which is exactly the case for Gem, or the gummy one. I've already got 2 gems, so I only need to catch 3 more, because I've just, you know, thrown gold at him every time I've seen him. Of course, you're going to throw gold every time you see an epic familiar, or a legendary or whatever. But it's still true to the point of doing it for common and rare familiars as well, like Stouse, right? You need 6 Stouses to make a Velk. I just threw gold at every single Stouse that came up as I was doing those dungeons, and then all the, you know, the Velk and all the world boss stuff came out, or I don't know which order it came in, but either way, when I went to go make a Velk, I already had like 12 Stouse, and I could just make 2 off straight away. So yeah, that's my point at least. Did we just do the same thing twice? I think we may have done the same thing twice. Oh well. It doesn't matter. We're just gonna, you know, do these 2 portals. It doesn't matter if we do 2 in a row or whatnot. Okay, so this is Goblin, right? And he is also a pretty good fam as well. But he is a... I'm gonna swap these dudes because he seems to be getting smashed. He's like the Gobby, God, of the expeditions. So I'm sure that his schematic can drop across all 4 of the portals. I don't know that for 100%, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. And then he is a Gobby plus... I don't know what it's plus, actually. Probably Demon Hide would be my guess, because he is that kind of demon-y... he's got that demon portal look to him, the Zalok portal look to him. But he could be another one that we could do if we get his schematic. And then catch a Gobby as well. So that one, getting Goblin or whatever his name is a little bit more far-fetched, because getting a Gobby is fairly hard, because they don't show up very often, and they're legendary, and so they have a very, very small chance of being captured anyway. Now, speaking of gems and persuading people, or bribing people, more to the point, I did do a bunch of offer walls recently. If we open our bag, you can see that I've got up to 5,000, nearly 5.2k. There was, I believe it was yesterday, there was a 24 hours double offer wall giveaway thing, like double reward, which was handy. So as far as I'm aware, I don't know, I can't say this for certain, but as far as I'm aware, it's if you accept an offer wall offer, like if you download you go click on download and you know, follow the prompts and stuff and download the app on that day where it was doubled, when you complete it, you get the double bonus. You don't have to complete, like don't have to download and complete the offer all in the same day. As long as you have downloaded, I should say, because it's gone now, the offer on that double offer day, that double offer reward should be good to go. So what I did was I did a few that I downloaded and completed in the same day, just like little ones. But because they were double, you know, you got more rewards, obviously, double the rewards. So there was 3 actually that were VPN. I can't remember, Hotspot VPN was one, I think, but there was 3 different VPN ones, which was basically start your free trial and get 200 gems or something. And I never did them in normal offer wall, because I was just like, I don't want to do the free trials, because then usually you have to put your credit card in and all this sort of stuff, and I'm a bit iffy about that. Especially when offer wall doesn't necessarily work all the time. So I left them. But when the Overworld double thing came up, and they were like nearly 450, 500 gems each, and there was 3 of them, I'm like, that's, you know, the best part of 1500 gems, 1500 gems. I'm gonna try it. So I just downloaded it, and it was literally like, click here to start your free trial. And I'm like, all right. So I clicked, and it's like, congratulations on your free trial or something. And then it wanted me to like add my email address in and all that sort of stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to particularly do that. I'm gonna see if that counted. So I gave it like, I don't know, 20 minutes or something. And I logged back into Bid Heroes, and it came up saying Overworld, you know, 450 gems or something. I'm like, oh shit, so that's sweet. Like, that's all you needed to do was log in and say start free trial. The catch was, or is, if you're not aware, if you've done this, if you've done those VPN ones recently, you get the free week trial or something. It automatically, after those 7-day free trial, will kick into a subscription. And the subscription, depending on which one you downloaded, the subscriptions were like anywhere from $15 a month, I think it was, to like $600 for the year or some crazy thing. So if you don't cancel your subscription within that first 7 days, after that 7 days is done, you're going to get hit big for, potentially at least, for a massive, you know, subscription-based thing after the free trial has finished. So I immediately just went into the Google Store and went into subscriptions, I should say, because I'm on Android, and then hit unsubscribe, and that was it. Did that 3 times, got 1500 gems for free, took all of about 5 minutes, so that was well worth. So now we're back over 5k, which is amazing. We could wait and buy, I don't even know if they're on sale at the moment, large accessory, yeah, mega defense, oh no, we want the mega offensive accessory box, which is 4.8k there, or around 5k, but we're not going to spend it. We're going to wait until we get up to like 6.6k, which means that we have our 5k for the box, and we have 1.6k for the raid 6 boss Columbus if he comes up for persuasion. So if we right now went and bought that box, we could afford it, everything's great. Say we get our legendary accessory, then shit, yeah, we got a legendary accessory, got a legendary pet, we're awesome, everything's all happy, fun, good, happy land. And then we go into raid 6, and then Columbus comes up for persuasion, and all of a sudden we only have like 12 gems left, and like shit, we can't afford him. So as I've mentioned, I use 1,600 gems as my baseline, and then I just imagine that 0, and then save up over the top of that. So really, to get 5,000 gems, we need 6,000, 6.6 thousand. So that's what we'll wait for. Once we hit 6.6, then we have that 1,600 in reserve. We'll buy a mega offensive accessory box, or whatever the hell it's called, and hope for a legendary. Because last time we did it, we got a somewhat shitty rare epic, sorry, and I was a bit butthurt about it, which is fair enough, because saving 5k gems is not an easy thing to do as free to play. It takes a long time and a lot of patience and a lot of gritting your teeth and like, no, I'm not going to throw this 800 gems at Driffin. I know I need a Driffin. He's come up. I can get a Driffin right now and save myself some pain and anguish. But no, I'm not going to spend that 800 gems. I'm going to throw money at him, and he's going to say no, and he's going to go away, and I'm going to be angry about it. But I'm saving my gems. And that's the thing. The willpower to be able to do that as a free-to-play player is really, really hard. Especially when you just need that one drop. You just need that Driffin. That's all you need, and then you get a Walkham. And if it's your first Walkham, for instance, and you know you're currently using Squibbo or something, you'd be like, "Fuck, it's going to be such an upgrade. Do I spend that 800?" And I still get comments about it all the time. People are like, "Dude, should I spend 800 gems to bribe Squibbo or Squib, or should I spend 800 gems to bribe, you know, whatever epic it is? Because I'm sick of waiting. I'm sick of trying to get it with gold." And I'm like, "It's up to you, man. It's up to you. But if you got the willpower, use that gold. Save those gems." That is my advice. Okay, let's do one more of each. Maybe. We'll see how we go. At the moment, we've got Jack Diddley Bubkiss. Absolutely nothing. We've got no schematics. We've got no loot. We've got no nothing. Which is a double negative, which means we got something. But really, we didn't. But we'll see how we go. So, there is only one schematic from the first portal, the robot portal. Which is the giant Kaleido robot thing. I think he's like a DPS familiar, so I don't need him, so that portal's basically done for me. The only thing in there is the rat mount, but whatever. Fatty portal, we've got the fatty schematic and we've got the gummy schematic. So the only thing in there is the fatty mount, which I really want, but it's not as important as this guy's schematic from in here. I can't remember what the other schematic is. I think it is for the boss. I think it's for Blemmo himself, but I can't remember what he does. I think he might be a DPS one as well. But the Ghost Doodoo is the one that we want. And then the Zalok portal, the Demon portal, there's 3 different schematics in there. And really the one we want would be the Yeti one, the tank one. But if you have all 3 of those and you fuse all 3 of those, you can then fuse those 3 together into a mythic. And that's obviously the ultimate goal. So yeah, but at the moment we'll kind of be happy enough with one of the schematics that we want, I guess. I mean, I'd love a cosmetic mount as well. Preferably the Demon Zalok portal over the Blemmo one. But I'll take either, really. Obviously, I want the fatty mount, but I've kind of given up hope on that one, for the moment at least. But the Blemmo mount's pretty cool. But I'd like the Goblin, or whatever his name is, one. The Demon Gobby mount a little bit better, I think. So there is obviously set pieces and mythics and all that good stuff as well. But considering the set pieces are only found in Expedition, and now, again, I believe Invasion also has the same loot table. It's kind of few and far between of an Expedition and an Invasion to get those loot, to get those things. So, you know, I've got tier 8 Feather Wall, or whatever it's called. One of the DPS set pieces from Expedition, the tier 8 Expedition at least. So I got one of those pieces. Let's check what it's actually called. Let's go back to equipment. If we go down to the last thing. Pearsong, Featherfall, there it is. Yeah, so I've got one of those pieces, but that's tier 8. So to get, you know, any form of decent amount of those set pieces from Expeditions, you would have to do a lot of Expeditions, obviously. But once Expeditions is finished, you can't get it again until it maybe if the Invasion loot tables are the same, which, as I mentioned, I think they are. You can get it from Invasion, but then, you know, between Expedition and Invasion might be a few weeks, and then between Invasion to Expedition might be like a month or something. So those set pieces are going to be really hard to farm up because there's going to be a lot of time in between them. The Mythics, however, are just one-offs, so, you know, we probably prefer a Mythic over the set at this point. Okay, we'll do one more Zalok portal, and then we are out of here. And then I've got a lot of Expeditions to do before 11 AM tomorrow morning, which is the time that the new day bonuses and everything start on Bit Heroes. For me is 11 AM, which is good for me, I guess. You know, it's kind of not too early in the morning. Like I get up and can do some Bit Heroes and all that sort of stuff before I go out and, you know, all that stuff. And play late at night in bed and all that stuff. So yeah, 11 AM is a pretty good time for it to swap at least. And then when it's not daylight savings, it's 10 AM, which is obviously a little bit earlier. But all in all, it's not a bad time for it to reset. Oh, okay. You're getting crunched. We'll move you. We seem to be able to do 350 fairly easily though. It's like maybe a potion here or there. I was doing 300 just to get them done quicker, as I mentioned. I think I mentioned that in one of the previous... Oh, shit. Okay, you got owned. I think I mentioned that in the previous video. I was doing them on 300 just to get them done quicker because they do take a while. But with the super scroll on, we're moving and attacking extremely fast. Like all the animations are going off very, very quickly. So doing it at 350 each one doesn't really take that long. If I did drop down and did them at 200 or 300, sorry, or 250 or something, obviously it would go a lot quicker. But we also want to help our guild out and you know, provide some points as well. So when this, actually we'll do it now quickly. We'll have a look at our guild and who's done what as far as, so far at least. Oh, I can't in here. I was going to say who's done what points wise in Expedition. So I know that there was quite a few people that were waiting, that had done Expedition, myself was included, that had done Expedition a little bit here and there, you know, up to like 30k or something like that points. And then we're waiting for Sunday so they could use their Item Find Scroll or their Super Scroll or whatever, and you know, just use a heap of badges and smash out the expeditions and try and get loot that way and stuff. So up until today, the points weren't that high, but as of today, you know, they should have skyrocketed in the points department. So we'll see who's pulling their weight and who's not pulling their weight so far. But there is 5 days left, so it's not really an indication of someone in the guild not really, you know, doing their part, because they may be busy this weekend. They may get around to, you know, doing all their badges, buying all the badges and stuff, and doing it all on Wednesday, for instance. So for the experience boost, we don't know, but it's worth checking while we're here. So if we quickly go to expeditions, we go to guild. We can see Zaki is killing it, man, on 500k. That's crazy. I think I did about 300k last expedition, the first expedition, and then the next is OC, and then yeah, and then it gradually goes down from there. So where are we? We're at 73, but we still have 200 badges to go, and then I'll probably do buy a few more badges before it ends as well. How much honor do I have? I've got 115, so yeah, I could definitely buy some more badges there. We also have the Cap of Mallow, nice. We also have the free stuff from the Halloween event. So I think it's this one. Nope, this one. There we go. So we've got an extra 20 badges there as well. And then we've got some badges here, I think, unless I've used them. I think I may have used them, actually. Yeah, I've used the badges one. But yeah, we've got some... Oh, wait. Hold, what's this do? Crazy Undefined Experience, 75 for 24 hours. That's pretty handy. So yeah, there's still a lot more that can be done after today, but yes, we shall see. Now, actually, while we're on the guild option, we're still 1 member less than full. That was a really weird saying of saying that. We're still looking for 1 member. So if you're level 200 plus, preferably a tank, but level 200 plus, and you're looking for a new home, then Iconic may be the one for you. But as I mentioned here in the messages, there will be a minimum next GVG. And then from there, actually, let's make that capital for a bit of OCD. There will be a minimum of next GVG because I want to see how high we can get. So yeah, if you're level 200 plus and you're looking for a new home and you're not happy with what the guild you're in at the moment, hit me up in the comments. And I'll look you up, and if you're a good fit and everything, then you can come and be the newest member of Iconic. We're a good bunch of people here, and I'll just scroll through our members quickly, and you can kind of see the range of levels and stuff that we have. And you know, we've got some lower people like Petro Girl there, who is an officer of mine on Discord and won a spot into the guild, even though she's a little bit lower level. And then we've got, you know, a lot of level 250, 260 pluses as well, which is awesome. So yeah, level 200 plus, if you're interested, let me know. Either way, that Sunday item find day done. Unfortunately, no drops, but that is the case of A, recording, and also B, the case of Super Scroll. But either way, that is it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you like this video, click here to see another one just like it. If you're new to the channel and like what I'm doing, click here to subscribe and become the newest member of the Chicken Coop. If you really like what I'm doing, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description, where you can help support me and help the channel grow. You'll also find a link to the channel's Discord server where you can chat with me and other members of the Chicken Coop. And don't forget to hit that notification bell.